city-wise wastewater management approaches. So this is what I said now. So now you understood how the black water stream works, how the gray water stream works. And this is an approach already I told you. So this is a very simple map. What I tried showing here is actually, this is a city with the boundaries, actually what you see, where this is the core part of the city actually, which is highly dense, where most of the population lives, and the other areas are literally a peri-urban area or a newly developing area actually. So this is the place for the urban, for the highly densely populated area, the core part of the area. Normally people go for a centralized system. For a Bangalore kind of a city or for an Hyderabad kind of a city, the core part of the city is now being covered with the pipe system. Whereas if you see this pipe system cover the centralized system, where there is a treatment facility where all the water collected from the core part and brought to one or more treatment system and treated. Whereas if you see the peripheral, actually the peripheral area where absolutely there is no sewerage system actually, so there actually you can have a simple decentralized system, which can be a zone wise, which can be a small cluster wise, which can be a household wise, which can be a small institution, anything it can be. Basically the idea is you try to treat your wastewater by yourself, which means you try to treat the wastewater near to the source itself. In the centralized system, if you see, you really have to carry the water from kilometers actually. Sometimes if the city is large and if they have only one or two treatment system, literally they are carrying the wastewater for a very long distance, which means the pipes what they have to lay would be very deep, and that would be one of the biggest challenge for laying, as well as the cost actually. So whereas in the decentralized thing, if you see, as it is being treated very close to the source, and people also can take the responsibility for it actually, because they own it, or they are responsible to manage it. So that's the reason the cost also would not be high. So it's not only decentralizing the waste management, it is also decentralizing the responsibility also. The city really don't have to take care of it in case if the privately people are also managing it actually. Yeah, this is the second option, as I said. Then of course there is a third option within the central area, or maybe in the peri-urban area. We also actually have on-site facilities, which means within the central core area, wherever there is a low-lying area where there is an absolutely no possibility for collecting the wastewater through these pipelines. In such places, either you can have a decentralized system, I'm showing the arrows for example in such area, or you have to have a on-site system. So in such case actually, like we normally tend to have a pits and septic tank, and of course for that we have a solution, what we call it as a fecal sludge management. So if you see the entire portrait here, entire city picture here, so this is the only way actually how we can solve the problem of wastewater. So it is centralized as well as decentralized and on-site. All those things should come together. And of course, if you see also at the end, we also need to figure it out, how do we reuse the wastewater also, because this treated water has a very good nutrient value, high fertilizer value. We should be also able to use it. So any city, you always think that these three combined solution only can cater to the problem of wastewater management, not only the pipe or not only the decentralized system. Maybe who are only dependent on its own implication, because we really don't know what to do with the gray water actually. Yeah, of course, with the on-site system, yeah, you are containing the black water, but really the gray water flows into the drain, and of course at the end of the drain somebody has to treat it actually. So this is a little challenge is there, but as the gray water is not much concentrated and fecal contamination is less, so that's the reason we need not worry about this too much actually. CP and treated there and discharged into the water body. And decentralized, yeah, of course, as I said, in the centralized, because you have to carry the water for a very longer distance, you also need to provide the pump station. This is another biggest worry, because if the pump station does not work, all the wastewater backflow into the household actually. So that's the reason most of the time, if you would have seen, many of the manholes are really backflowing and flooding and all those things. And running this pump station is also a very good maintenance task. It also costs a hell of a lot of money actually. So this is a pictorial view of a centralized system. Yeah, and advantage and disadvantage, if you see the centralized system actually, yeah, the advantage I would call is that there will be no too many treatment system, only one or two treatment facility based on the topography, the pipeline slate. So that's the reason you don't have to maintain so many facilities. Maintenance, yeah, and cost area requirement. Again, if you really go for many treatment facility like decentralized system, the land area requirement within the city also sometimes it's a very big challenge actually. So and people also really sometimes do not want to have treatment facility near to them. So that's the reason having it in one place is an advantage, what we call. But at the same time, disadvantage is one is a big cost, because the larger pipes, deeper pipes, and the type of pipes whatever we use, all those things is a hell of a lot of a cost. And operational maintenance, a deep sewer system is also one of the biggest issue, because as deep it goes, really getting into that is difficult. So if you've seen, there are so many people are dying while they are cleaning the sewer pipes actually, because once they get in, they really don't know how to come out. So they have been not trained, or there are many issues. So now the government is also working towards that, thankfully actually. Of course, if the pump failure and all it is there, the entire area gets affected actually. Anywhere near to the treatment facility, if the pump station, the last pump station, if by any chance if it doesn't work, or all the area, the catchment area before that pumping station, everything gets affected, and water will flow all over actually. So I have many examples of success and failure, but due to in the interest of time, I will not get into that. So next one is a decentralized system. Again, here actually, if you see in the centralized system, as I showed, everything goes to one place with the pumps. So in the decentralized system, instead of these pumps, actually, the best part, sorry, instead of these pumps, we can have a treatment facility itself, like if you see here, so that we need not carry the wastewater to one single STP. This area can be treated in this area itself. This area can be treated in this treatment facility. So likewise, all these areas can have their own treatment system. So this is a beauty of this decentralized treatment facility. Of course, one of the biggest challenges is who will operate and maintain this facility. That clarity, if it comes, who will invest for such facility, if that clarity comes, then actually it is very efficient system. Yeah, again, the advantage and disadvantage is exactly the opposite of centralized system. As I said, beneficial from the construction point of view, we don't have to go deeper. So I would say that's a big advantage actually. Operation and maintenance also then becomes easier. The cost is not much, because the sewer system does not go deeper at all. And in case of any sewer system under maintenance, the entire area doesn't get affected actually. Only that particular lay cluster where the treatment system.
Sorry to disturb.